Here we go. Right, so I'm just gonna cover GU and EU. I'll do GU first, then EU. I'll try and make it 6 minutes long. I'll set a timer on my phone. So if you don't want to look at GU, just skip to 6 minutes around about that time, and we'll be there. 2 minutes, right? Let's set a little timer. So cover GU, then EU. I've not split it into two videos because I just don't have the time. So you can just do a little bit of manual searching if you don't want to watch them both. So, okay, we've had an absolute storm since it's hit this demand. So the reaction from that has made me think it's possibly gonna keep going up, possibly to here. Could get a reaction from here. I am expecting. No, we've had what we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bearish there, but we've had two bullish days. It's Wednesday, storming into this zone here. So more than likely that is going to break. That is going to break. That is my thinking. Well, it's absolutely storming to that. But at the same time, I am expecting there to be some kind of reaction from that. It's like maybe just a little bit of a pullback, maybe a reaction to some demand. It's not just going to keep going up. It's going to eventually have to come back a little bit, and it has stormed up a fair bit. We're entering oversold on that as well. So that's always a sign for a pullback. Look, every time we enter the oversold on the RSI, like I don't make trading decisions based off the RSI, but as you can see, that's a little indicator as well. It oversold, and then as it got higher, it was getting lower. And then it did actually pull back. So little things. I don't want to confuse you too much as something that I use, not really something that you should use. Just whatever works for you. I mainly like to stay off a structure on order flow, but just use little things to help me along the way. So we've just reached this. This is where I said the target was going to be. And yeah, so it's here now. If I see demand fail, supply can take control, then I will look for some kind of trades in here. This week so far, I've not had much. What do we have on Friday? So I'll go over PA from last week, from when I did the video. So I did the last video on Wednesday at midday. What time is that? So I think I wrote these down on the last Wednesday call. Obviously took my longs, could have really held them for a long time. We've had this on Thursday that I could have really taken, but I think I closed this down. It went break even. Sorry, yeah, that's what it did. It went break even. So the reason for taking this was we'd come into. We didn't really have too much of a big reason range, but I thought how we was heading, we might just keep going up, keep going up. We had this reaction, then the flip. So you could say this was your chain coming through down here. And it was getting reactions, but that didn't even get a reaction, or did it? Very close. Yeah, so very close. But I just seen the reaction flip come into here. It was at the halfway stage, half eight, like I would say. I looked swings at half eight in London Open. But as you can see, it just had to skip about. We just messed about, come up here, nearly touched my 2 half. Probably could have took something off. I just went break even. Probably should have managed it better to make sure I ended up with something. I covered this low. Looks like price just wanted to mess around in here. Didn't even hit my stop. It might have hit my stop spread and then just exploded. So yeah, one of them. What can you do about it? From then, we then headed into Thursday. Thursday, I didn't really take any trades. What could you have taken? I don't know if I took these now. Oh, I might have took them. Right, so we had a lot of messing around. Wow, okay, then stop. Love it when it just keeps going on. How long have we got left? 53 seconds. 6 minutes is not a lot of time. So we're in here, add that reaction in there straight away. We had a flip in there, which is why I was happy to take that. Like a bit of flip in here reaction, and it swept that. And then I thought ideally price was going to head up here, target this liquidity. That means I just played the range, so that's what I did. Entered on momentum coming into there. I thought London range probably gonna end up taking this out and then going bearish. I think this one I ended up break even. But I took that, ended up break even on that one. And then yeah, we come into Monday, and that's my time up for GU. So I will break down one more trade as I've took it. I'm trying not to do that because I'm stupid. Um, yeah, I haven't took anything this week under you. Not took anything. Could you have got involved? Where? Okay, this was a demand that blasted through. I was looking for this, but then that failed. So then it's like, would you have took a shot from there? I'd maybe been looking at something like that because that coming with a lot of momentum. But then I think maybe just for how bullish it was, I thought maybe don't go for that because it just didn't make sense, did it? Like we've not had many supplies held. We've had this fail, but we've not had it hold. If this would have then obviously against counter trend, and then made that fail, and then come up to here, started getting reactions, and I thought, okay, yeah, I'll enter a short. I'll enter a short there and aim for wherever down to this next target or whatever, something like that. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So yeah, not really. It's stormed up today. I'm going to break down an EU trade in here, what I did today, but the same setup wasn't really on that. So yeah, not really a lot to do. I had reactions in here. So as you could say, this was a reaction CPB, that was a flip. You had price coming this way and then rock it off, but it was very close to news, so that's why I didn't trade yesterday. And that's that. Wow, time flies when I do these. Apologies if you did skip to 7 minutes because you wanted to see EU. I'll have to say it's 10 minutes there. So, right, jump on to EU now. I keep saying in my outlooks, this is something I want to see. The reaction up here, will it be a reaction? Because look at that, that's a very impulsive leg down there. We had a very impulsive leg. Okay, and it broke this. So is that going to be a sweep or is it just going to be a break of structure? Is this actually going to be a break of structure? And then his price is going to keep heading down like that. Looking at our prices overall, probably not going to do that. America is all over. It's a bit hard to read with the fundamentals at the moment, so just really got trade price action being in and out in the day. Hopefully Trump doesn't say anything stupid in the meantime and obliterate his stop loss. So we've got that. We've got this to aim for. Are we going to aim for here? Possibly. Is he going to hit there? Probably. It's probably just going to keep going up and take this out. So yeah, nothing really of note to get involved. You could say after that break, we've now had this, which is a new 4 hour demand, but there's no liquidity really in this leg, so maybe the zone would have to get swept and sweep something to then go up. So where are we at from last Wednesday? So we'll go from Thursday. That would have been straight on Wednesday as well, wasn't it? Absolutely shot up. Liquidity resting just above the zone. Come up into here. Boy, not really know where to get involved, does it? Yeah, bit of an hard one to be fair. Let's see, just take that as a break, that as a break, come down into the zone. Not really a flip though, was it, I suppose? So it's an hard one. Thursday, coming to here. Didn't take any trades on Thursday. Friday, got wicked out. This one, like we had this impulsive leg here, then it was chopping, so I thought, right, we're going to be able to go short. I think I had a, where's this? Monday. So what happened? Why did I get involved in this? Right, yeah, okay. So we've got the swing maybe at half two. We've had like this, we've had this, sweep this chain that got swept, and then like a little reaction here, swept, come down into this, drop down, had all this liquidity resting above it here. So I thought, let's come up, come up, come up, let's took that. Let's come back into here, and then we're getting a reaction. And as we were getting this reaction from here, I yeah, you notice that it's not oversold. I wasn't oversold either. It was getting lower. Crazy. But yeah, so it's come up, took all this into here, started getting a reaction, entered, thinking it would target down here, which eventually it did, you know what I mean? It come down to this demand. Well, it didn't want to play ball. So we've had that. Other reactions, it was hard to get involved in. This one, I don't even know if I took this on Monday. I think it was just, yeah, I think I did actually, just because we've hit this, yeah, we hit this 15-minute demand coming from a chain. We've got like little reactions in here, failure, reactions in here, failure. Got to the laptop late. So I thought, well, where does it make sense to target? If it is going to go long, obviously we've got this break structure here, and we've got a demand zone there. But then I thought, well, it still doesn't make sense to long from there because we've got this with this liquidity resting below here. So I just took a short because I thought, well, it's hit this, and it's probably going to trade down here if it is going longer, which I do think it was going to do, which it now has done. I thought it was going to go long from here, so I thought, well, I can short into this. And that was just purely momentum. That's just playing the market where I think it's going to go. So obviously we've had like little demands failing here, reactions. You know what I mean? Our little reactions are all failing. Supply kind of is holding. If you want to be like super technical, you could have been like, okay, we've got this reaction in there, then a fail, and it's swept that, then it's come up and it's tapped into this, and you could have entered on that with a super tight top loss, stop loss just above that. But yeah, that would have been a hard one to do. I just seen that pushing away and thought, well, I can still get to my demand, so I'll take that. I then had to go do some training, and I actually thought this was going to go long, so I set a limit on this. That's why it's still here. I set a limit on it, and it got absolutely melted. Went to training, checked my phone after training, and I think price was like something down. What time would have been? Yeah, price was something like down here. So wasn't very happy about that. So I don't think I took any trades yesterday just from CPI. Like, could you got involved? You wouldn't. It's a bit hard. You didn't really know where to go. I suppose you could say that was your demand down here. And all that liquidity resting below. Yeah, it's an hard one, to be fair. It is an hard one to decide where to go with that. So don't kick yourself an optimist in that because I'm not. Could have been going short. I mean, we had that impulsive leg build up here. It did go down to there. It's just CPI days, not really much you can do about it. Dilly dallied all day. Dilly dallied, that's what proper British saying. So messed around all day and then just shot up. And then today, coming to this, Now I got spooked out with this. I feel a bit stupid now because I've closed down a 2 hour. Well, what's this ended up being? It was definitely 2 hour. I wanted it to target this high, take out the previous day's high. Yeah, absolute idiot. So at its peak, that went to. I'm just on it. Bring it. So at that peak, it went to this high here, and after it got to that high, that was like 7R. So what can you do about that? So ideally, I just want it to go to there, and the reasons for getting in was that we had this we had this chain holding, which seemed to hold all the way across. We have that up there, just breaking constantly. And then this didn't happen on GU, but we had a little break here. So a little break here, come back, we had liquidity resting just below the zone. And it was the push off. The push off was very, very momentum. Had a lot of momentum in the push off, and then it pulled back into it, and I thought, right, enter. But I don't know. I just can't stroke myself out because even though supply was holding, it was with the trend. I just had a feeling that it was just going to do something like sweep all that out and then go. That's what I was thinking it was going to do. But that's trading. So what can you do about it? But yeah, right. I'll leave it at that one. And future price, I just think it's going to keep going up today. The weekly path. It's probably going to be the low of the week. It's probably going to keep going up. Might have a bit of a pullback where you can reclaim some liquidity, and then just keep going up. I can't see anything other than what it's going to do at the moment. GU's absolutely stormed up today. But yeah, really, I'll leave it at that. See you next week. Cheers. Bye. Bye.